Hello everybody, it's Bendominator, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my long-awaited review of Chapter 2, Season 7. And yeah, I do have quite a bit to say on this season. But of course, before we get started, if you guys enjoy the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and you can use my supporter creator code Bendominator in the item shop, #ad. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. Also, a quick disclaimer, I'm not going to be mentioning creative mode at all in this review. As far as I'm concerned, creative mode is completely separate from BR seasons, so this is strictly just going to be me talking about BR. And yeah, overall thoughts, I didn't like it. I flat out just did not like this season, and I'll tell you why. Throughout this video, I will give all my thoughts on this season, and I will tell you all the things that I don't like about it. But first, let's talk about the good. Let's talk about the things that I actually did like about the season, because there are a few things. First off, before I say anything, I just have to give credit. I can't ignore it. This season had so much content. This season gave us a ton of updates, a ton of events with free rewards, and even 2 live events. Now, of course, I'm recording this before the live event happens because I do want to get my review out before the season. No matter how good the live event is, it will not change my overall opinion on the season. So yeah, just keep that in mind as I'm recording this and releasing this. I have not seen the live event, but even if it's like amazing, it's still not going to change my overall opinion. But still, so much content this season. The cosmetics have also been on point. All of the skins this season have been amazing, both with the collaborations and especially the original skins. Every single update has introduced a lot of really cool skins to the game. And the final good thing I want to mention is the IO bases. The IO bases are a lot of fun to land. They're the main spots that I landed during the season. Lots of fun to loot. The henchmen actually worked in their favors. And yeah, I like the IO bases. I thought they were really cool. So yeah, that's probably like all the good I have to say on the season. So let's go ahead and get right into all the reasons I didn't like it. Now, as I said in the good section, this season had a ton of content. Every update had a ton of cool stuff, but I feel like it's a double-edged sword in this case because it also caused pretty much anything they added to not really help the game in any way, shape, or form, at least for me. Well, they made a bunch of updates during the season. A lot of them felt very rushed. It seemed like they were kind of bringing out a lot of items just for the sake of having a bunch of content without actually thinking about the implications of those items. For instance, the Grabatron. The Grabatron's a really cool and fun item. It has a really cool premise, but putting it in the BR setting, there's no point to using it. I never see anybody using the Grabatron, and for me, it's just plain out useless. There's no reason to pick it up. Same with the inflatable. The inflatable's a lot of fun, sure, but in BR, it's just there's no reason to use it. It has no actual uses. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are thinking, well, yeah, but they're really fun. They're fun, wacky items, and we want fun, wacky items in Fortnite. And yes, I agree, we do want fun, wacky items in Fortnite, but they need to have an actual use in-game. And here is a great example of a fun and wacky item that they introduced to Fortnite that actually had a good use in-game. And that item is the Grappler. All the way back in Chapter 1 when they introduced the Grappler, it was a really fun, wacky item, but it had a use. You could use it to gain high ground, you could use it to travel across the map quickly. It was a very fun item that was actually very useful at the same time. And there's even more examples of this. Balloons, bouncers, shield bubbles, crash pads. The list goes on. All of these are fun, wacky, crazy items that all have a use in a BR setting. There is absolutely no reason for me to want to pick up a ray gun, a Grabatron, a Prop-O-Matic. None of these things I want to use because none of them are actually useful. Yeah, they're fun, they're cool items, but what am I actually gonna do with them? And that's why these items fail to bring substance to the game. when they update the game this season and they add something like this, yeah, it's cool, it's great to see they're adding new content, but they're just adding useless items that just don't have any effect on the actual game itself. I think the one item they added during the season post-launch that I still actively use is the plasma cannon, but even then, the plasma cannon really isn't that strong. And you have all the other weapons that they added, like the railgun and the ray gun and the pulse assault rifle, which are all really cool, but they all kind of suck. Well, the railgun can be decently viable. Everything else I just listed is easily outclassed by other weapons in the loot pool. But hey, what do we actually have for those other weapons in the loot pool? Well, guess what? We got pumps, we got tags, we got normal SMGs, we got suppressed SMGs, we have the normal AR. You see where I'm going with this? The actual weapon pool this season, besides all the wacky, crazy items that they added, is so boring. Which wouldn't be a problem if all the alien weapons were actually good, but since they're not really that great and I don't want to use them, I just end up using the normal standard weapons instead, and at that point the loot pool is just extremely boring. So yeah, overall this season gets a big red X for the weapons, items, and loot. Okay, well what about the map? Well, they made it worse. Other than the IO bases, every single map change this season has made the map worse. And of course, I feel like this is a good time to mention again that this video is my opinion. But yeah, every single thing they've done with the map this season has just made it worse. My landing options have decreased each and every single update. And it doesn't help that this map has barely seen any major changes since the start of the chapter. But let's go over a few of the changes. Of course, Holly Hedges turned into Holly Hatchery, which, yeah, it's just a worse version of Holly Hedges. It's more annoying to navigate, and the trespassers are a pain. They also abducted Slurpy Swamp, Coral Castle, and soon Corny Complex, and these map changes aren't good. They're just making these locations worse, and I just don't see the point. And yeah, the only entirely new POI we got this season was Corny Complex. And don't even get me started with Believer Beach. There is no reason that they should have changed the name of Sweaty Sands. It's the exact same POI, just with different props. And yeah, Corny's probably the best map change they did this whole season, but it's not really anything new or impressive, so not really notable. The map we have now is literally just a worse version of the Chapter 2 Season 1 map. And that is extremely disappointing for me. Let's just hope that next season actually changes up the map quite a bit, because this map right now is so incredibly boring. And the fact that this season did nothing but just make it worse is just really upsetting to me. Now, next up I want to kind of talk about some of the more miscellaneous complaints that I have with this season. First off, there were like no good LTMs during this season. Yes, we had some new interesting ones, like the Imposters mode, but what happened to having a constant rotation of your classic game modes like Unvaulted and Floor is Lava? We saw a little bit of that at the beginning of the season, but it just seems like they kind of forgot about those types of modes, and for me, those modes are vital in keeping my interest in a season. And it's such a simple thing for them to do. All they gotta do is take 2 of these modes every week and just rotate them out, and it would be a lot more enjoyable to want to play this game more. Because replayability is a big thing when it comes to Fortnite, and when you have these little side modes that change up the loot pool and the rules, it really makes things a lot more interesting. And the last few seasons have done a great job of just giving us these little side LTMs that we are used to seeing. Things like Floor is Lava, things like Unvaulted, things like Sniper Shootout. All of these things are so simple. They're such simple little modes that we've seen since Chapter 1. But they're so effective, and I really just miss them, and I hope they bring them back next season. I also really did not enjoy the abductor system. In fact, I even made a whole video on it when that update released. Just not a huge fan of it. Parasites are also extremely annoying, and at this point, I feel like they should just remove animals because they really just don't have a use anymore. They were great in Season 6 because there was actually a use for them. There was actually a reason to want to go out and find them, but now they don't really have a use, so I feel like they should just get rid of them next season, and the parasites just make them more annoying. And the entire new battle pass system is just redundant. Like, there's no reason for having this tiny amount of choice when it doesn't even matter in the end. If you want to get tier 100, you have to get every single thing in the battle pass. And you're so limited when it comes to your choice. You have to stay on that one page. You can't even unlock the skins in any order you want. It's just a big mess. And I feel like they should just go back to the original Battle Pass system, because that was at least a lot more satisfying to work your way through. And yeah, I could probably go on and on about this season, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you guys now understand why I really didn't like this season, and I feel bad saying it because it seems like most people actually enjoyed the season, which is pretty rare to see nowadays when it comes to Fortnite. It's really uncommon that you see so many people enjoying a season of Fortnite, and I wish I could be a part of it, but I'm sorry, I just really didn't like this season. And I wish I could say I was really hyped for the next season, but at this point in time, I'm not really that hyped. I mean, I want to see the next season, I'm interested in what it's gonna be like, but at the moment, when it comes to Fortnite, I'm really only interested in the cosmetics and creative. I really do hope next season is great, but if they keep going in the direction that they're going right now, I feel like it could be a bit problematic. It seems that right now they're doing quantity over quality, and that can be a really dangerous thing to do, and I really wish I could say I was more excited for next season, but when it comes to BR right now, I'm not too interested. But hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope the next season is really good. And I'm really expecting that this live event is going to be amazing, and I can't wait for that. I know this video was kind of negative. I really don't like making negative videos like this, but I wanted to give my honest opinions on the game right now. I really wanted to sit down and tell everyone why I feel this way about this season, and how I feel moving forward with the Battle Royale side of Fortnite. But the great thing is Fortnite isn't just Battle Royale. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to Fortnite than Battle Royale, and there's so much of it to enjoy, and there's so many great things to keep making content on. So I hope that's a bit of a more positive ending to the video, and thank you guys for watching this one. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. I honestly really want to hear your guys' opinions on this season, because I know that most people actually really enjoyed this one. And if you end up actually agreeing with me, let me know too. I want to hear what you thought about what I talked about in this video. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.